Yo, 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 yo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, YouTube. Good morning, TikTok. Good afternoon, TikTok. G'day, g'day, guys. How are we? Good morning. Good afternoon, as always. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing really well. Welcome to... we're really looking forward to this month. It's going to be a big month, the month of July. June was, once again, a really solid month. Started off very quietly. Had my worst week of the year to begin in June. And after that, it was just absolute ripping trades. And it was a really good month in the end. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we can get on moving forward this month. Once again, we'll do as we always do and not change anything because it works. So guys, if you have not done so, make sure you hit like button. Hope you all had a really wonderful weekend and welcome to yet another London stream. Yeah, once again, do make sure you hit like button. TikTok, smash that screen. And without further ado, so this was a chart I sent into obviously the VIP with the full update video yesterday, webinar as to what I would be looking for moving forward today on GJ and gold. I've just sent the analysis on GU as well with the charts. So looking forward to getting cracking into the VIP this month as well. Thank you to all those who have subscribed. And without further ado, guys, we will start and take a look first of all at the good old GJ. So let's have a look at it. So start the new month. So let's start the monthly candle, and previous monthly candle closed back a very strong bullish candle. We have already broken the high of that candle. Once again, nothing yet suggests to me that we're ready to make a pullback. There is still nothing, no catalyst whatsoever. So as I mentioned in the webinar, yesterday's update, I'm not going to try to guess and predict the top. I'm just going to react. So what that would mean is I need to see some sort of price action on the higher time frames begin to pull back. At this stage, we've got the weekly. So looking at the weekly, that was obviously closed a strong bullish candle once again, high low, high high to that previous candle. I'm not even going to bother marking the current weekly candles low, because I still know I don't have any sort of catalyst whatsoever on the higher time frames to even begin to plan for a sell at this stage. Not going to try to be a cowboy and look for the sells against what is a big trend to the upside. We have now got, look at this, guys. So since last Friday, Friday week, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6 candles in a row. Well, current candle obviously hasn't closed yet, but we've had 6 candles, 5 candles in a row. It's closed back. I mean, prior to that, we've had 9 candles, I think it is, closed back bullish. But we've had the last 5 prior to today's candle not only close back bullish, but create higher lows, higher highs to the previous candle. So again, there is absolutely no catalyst at all within price action that gives me the confidence to look for any counter trend entry right now on GJ, no matter how overbought it may be. I'm not going to try to predict this is the top because we have some absolutely clean traffic. Once again, we've not been at these levels since 2008, so we've got to go some 16 years back until we're last at these levels. So looking at it now onto the 4-hour time frame, and see, one main catalyst for me would be the 4-hour flipping back bearish. This rate not going to happen until we start to close below the support technically here around that 202.50. So lines up with a psychological round number. Just going to mark that in. Obviously got some more support in between. As far as resistance, I don't have anything. Got to go way back to the left. I actually have TradingView Pro, by the way, guys. I did sign up to it recently, so look, I'm not going to bother, but you guys get a picture. It is very clean to the traffic to the left hand side. So I'm more concerned with potential levels, determining potential levels that price could pull back to before once again forms another support to head back up in line with the strength of the trend to the upside, also in line with that previous weekly candle, also in line with the current daily and weekly candle itself. So I'm going to mark in that resistance around at 203.60 onto the 30-minute time frame, and we can see that is also technically bullish. Now it's gonna flip back bearish just below that resistance. I mean, I'm just going to mark in this support, and I would say as long as we really remain above that 203 195 or 150, sorry, 203 150, I would still consider it to be in an uptrend on the M30 time frame, unless we close above in the next 9 minutes above the current daily candles high. And guys, I'm not taking this entry, no way. Current candle has basically no lower wick. Previous candle did reject. I really don't trust the volume just yet. I don't feel we've got the volume in just yet, so I'd rather make that clean move. It's just been a slow trickle back up. Again, there is not a strong enough catalyst right now for me to take an impulse entry, so I'm simply going to wait. So for the buys, guys, it's a matter of, in my opinion, the best option at this point is waiting for it to pull back yet again. 360. Grab some more liquidity from that support formed around the Asian Open today. Pull back, form that amount of resistance at support, and then begin to break. That would be the preference right now. But again, charts can do whatever they want to do. We just have to react to what is in front of us. So buys above. Now, further buys upon the pullback around that 203.20. I'm not going to try to be a hero and sell it. Once again, I don't have any catalyst just yet to sell it. The only time I will start to consider any sells, thank you for the sub, is once we close below 203 150. At that point there, not only will we would have flipped the 30-minute structure back bearish, but we'll also be flipping a micro trend back bearish. We will also be breaking the current daily candles low, seeing we have a high, low, high, high. We really have no need to pull back and break our own low. So that to me would be the first potential catalyst that could suggest that maybe we may have that daily candle closing back bearish, which could lead to a deeper pullback moving forward. So as long as we really remain above at this stage 203 15, I would rather just look for the buys and not try to counter trend trade GJ. So that's for me the buy options on GJ. Now, would I consider a buy on continuation? I would, as long as this candle closes really strong. Following candle creates a low wick and then begins to break the high. So whether it pops straight up and then creates a slow wick, that's fine. I'll have to wait for it to break its own high. But we are into some clean traffics. But what I want right now is, let's go to 15 minutes, see what we've got. See, it's a real struggle right now. I mean, there's no real volume to the upside. I mean, it is trickling to the upside, but there is no strong candles to suggest that we're just going to break. So I really want this candle to close strong bullish just now, closing above the highest point in the current daily candle, which obviously is the current candle, but I mean closing above that previous candle's high quite significantly. And I may consider an early option for just a small entry, but we'll have to wait and see. If it closes like so, forget it. I'd rather miss it if it does actually make a clean break to the upside. So that is GJ. Now, bit of a wonky chart, but this isn't it again. Chart I sent into the group yesterday with full detailed description of what I want to happen at each level that I had marked in, plus the video update. So on to gold, guys. Hopefully GJ makes sense, let me know. And looking at the gold, so what we can see on the weekly, close back a weak bullish candle. Doesn't really have any counter probabilities because it did close back with, although it closed back bullish, it did have a lower high, lower low to the previous. It actually tapped into the support. So you guys often hear me talk about in the 30-minute time frame that it's tapped into a target to the downside. So potentially based off that, current candle creates a support at around its low. If it does pull back to the support and respect that support, and it's begin to flip back bullish and break its own high, then at that point I feel there's a high probability we end up retesting a high that previous weekly candle and potentially moving up further into the resistance here on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, sorry. Now what we've got in the daily, we've got obviously a doji candle which suggests, and it's at a resistance, either exhaustion, or if we begin to break above it, what we can see is we've got some clean traffic to the left. Well, that likely mean it was just a pause, and there's a high probability at that point that price would come back up towards that 2360 sort of level. So I mean, based off that, structure wise, we do remain bullish, but counter probabilities are to the downside. We've actually broken a lot of that previous daily counter as well. So we have lower high, lower low. Just going to mark in the current daily counter as low and see what we've got below that level. So we know we're technically weak bullish on a weekly. Daily structure is bullish, but with counter probabilities to the downside. Looking at it on the 4 hour, we can see structure itself in the 4 hour did respect the last significant lower high. So it does actually remain bearish. Now it is approaching a support. So we're just going to mark that in. I'm going to mark in the lows. And I'm going to mark in as far as resistance. I'll obviously adjust this along once I go down to the M30. The most recent resistance is that last 4 hour counter. I've got the level also to the upside that I'm going to mark in. Not going to bother to the downside. So again, technically bearish. So we've got the weekly and daily is bullish, 4 hours bearish, daily counter probabilities to the downside. And 30-minute structure is, by the looks of it, still technically, but it's bearish. Right, a low low just here. Yep, it's definitely bearish. All right, so we've got a few things here, guys. So within the current daily candle, which is forming a bearish candle, right, an upper wick. On the way down, we've created a lower low. So at the current daily candle's high, we've formed that resistance. Not only is that the current daily candle's high, it is also the resistance that if we close above, we're going to flip the 30-minute structure back bullish. I'm just going to mark it in like so it's not so deep. So a clear catalyst for me to start looking for buys at this stage on gold would be price to bounce off 23.21, begin to approach 23.28, and look for closures above to flip the 30-minute structure back bullish, and then look for buys to take it back up towards that previous daily candle's high. So that could be a buy option above that point there. I'm just going to mark it in above 23.27, so really above that 23.28 sort of level. Be looking for buys above. Now, seeing the bias is technically neutral and we are at a strong support, I would still probably consider buying it from lower down. What have we got just now? Be very early to the party, but if this candle closed bullish engulfing in the next 2 minutes, that is almost a catalyst right there, guys. We're at a 4 hour support, so could this potentially be the lowest point of the new daily / new weekly? Previous weekly did close back bullish, so you could use that as a confluence potentially. Very early though into proceedings to be looking for that type of entry. We'll see in the next minute and a bit. Otherwise, guys, sells below. We've got the 30-minute structure bearish. We've got the 4 hour structure bearish. We've got daily counter probabilities to the downside. If we begin to break our own low yet again, break the current daily candle's low, and I feel it's a high probability price will continue to the downside. So sells below at 2,318.60. If we do reject the resistance formed around the current daily candle's high and remain below 23.27 roughly, and also I'll be looking for my sells upon rejection of that level to take it back down. So that is the gold. Now, quickly looking at GJ. Well, it's not likely to be a strong enough closure above. Let me check something. Yeah. Can't say I'm a huge fan of GJ right now. Gold. Has to close. Prefer it to close bullish engulfing, in all honesty. That would be the main catalyst for me to start looking for a buy. If it does close bullish engulfing on the 15-minute. But if we do close back bullish here, I mean, could have your stop loss below low. Just get ready, guys. Get ready for potential buys in gold. Want to see it form a low wick. All right, so it's forming a low wick. It begins to flip and break that previous candle's high. Might take a small entry. So I'm looking at a gold buy. Now, anticipation is the lowest point of the new daily. very early into proceedings. 23, 22, 13 is where I'm looking at. Oh. I've just got to adjust my lot size, guys. Hopefully it doesn't go without me. So I wasn't triggered in. All right. That's what I'm looking at. $23, $22, $13. 23, 22, 13. Sorry, guys. Is it so far down? $35 should be your entry. Apologies, 35 has to be above the bullish candle. Yep, 35. And I was not triggered in just yet, so there we go. Above that bullish candle's high, the previous M30. That's what we're looking at. So we could get some early fun, guys. How are we? Franco, good morning to you. Ian, good morning, man. Vishal, good morning to you. Some familiar names. Familiar names. All right, so I've just been triggered in. So let's see. Small entry. I'll say good day to the rest of the chat shortly. Apologies. All right, guys. Looking good. All right, getting to break even. Got 7 pips on the table. All right, I've closed half at 8 just to get some early runs on the board for the week. And that just gonna let the rest run just because it's a quick entry, guys. It's been in a downward trend for the whole day, so rather take some profit off the table and just let it run. Just gonna there's your 10 anyway, guys, if you are in it. So nice work, really quick early W on stream. Well done. TikTok, good day to you guys as well. There's 54 of you on stream right now. Hopefully you caught that trade. Good work, guys, if you did. I will say good day to you also. Now if Lou's going to lose together, that's exactly right, but we didn't win. So we didn't lose, sorry. I took a small win. Still got the runner going. We'll see. Jordan, you took a sell. That's all right, man. That's the beauty of training. You and I could both win in opposite directions. So thank you for that heart, by the way. Whoever sent me that, I appreciate it. On TikTok, YouTube. Sorry, guys. Steve D, man. Good to see you, brother. My Discord and my YouTube member, I appreciate you very much. Archer, good morning to you too, bro. I appreciate you. Saxy, as always. Rick, Franco W, nice one. Rick, you're in. Nice one. My run is still just in. Nice win to start. That's it. That's it, Steve. Don't you know what? Your target's above new buyers, above area. Oh, it's not, brother. I've just put that in just for I hadn't set it up properly. The actual target's literally at the high. No, it didn't. No, I closed half. Just an early trade, early entry. I think it's very. On a Monday, I tend not to take an entry until later in the stream usually. So seeing it so very early into it, I just kind of wanted to secure something. And like I always say, there's no written law that you have to secure at such a pip amount. It's really up to you, to be honest. And there goes my runner, just been taken out. So nice quick start, guys. Trade one. Small W. Alright guys, watch it pump now. Watch it pump now. All good. I hope it does, because I hope some of you are still in it. It's my Gbpjpy for YouTube and Gbpjpy for July. Nice one, brother. Good start. Good to hear it. So looking forward to getting stuck into the VIP this month. Today, well, tonight my time, today after the stream, about an hour and a half or so, a couple hours after the stream, I'm doing an educational session for the VIP members, and it's a cool session. I'm really looking forward to it. It's basically just a session where the members can jump on and ask me to cover a particular topic for that particular call, whether it be an entry type, whether it be something to do with psychology, whether it be to do with trade management, and I'll literally just talk about that I'll elaborate on it for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Answer questions, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be today at about 11 a.m. UK time. I think that is 8 p.m. my time. Pad Hoda FX, mine hits dollars, but 180 profit. Nice one. That's it. Good to try these stop in profit. So I'm a scalper. I'm in and out really quickly. So trade one done. Now we have to see what else we can come up with moving forward. So what's GJ up to? Oh, it's made the move. All right, so as a matter of watching gold or GJ, I chose gold. So could we get entries on GJ moving forward? Perhaps. I know I've got a tool case full of potential entry weapons, so I just need to wait patiently. Excuse the lag. So we'll see. Could there be an interruption play at some point? Potentially. It's... Oh. Losing connection on TikTok. That's what that noise is all about. Sorry, YouTube. So could we get the interruption play? Potentially. Potentially. We have to wait and see. Gotta wait for at least another 21 minutes if that was to be the case. Well, more than that, sorry. Need to wait for another more than 30 minutes if that was to be the case. Only Steve Dean shows what a bargain memberships are, mate. The memberships are. I appreciate it, mate. I really think they are. I mean, what you get, plus you'll be training with me live for NY, sometimes up to 4 sessions a week. It'll be likely 2 or 3 sessions a week. No, really looking forward to that. I mean, there is signals, but I could not call that in time, unfortunately. There's not that many in there at the moment anyway, so I'm sure you guys are on stream nonetheless. And I'm sure you guys will have been looking at a very similar entry as well, so... But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the VIP. It's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. TikTok, I appreciate all the new followers. I seem to get more viewers when my face isn't on screen on TikTok. No idea why. There we go. I just got another follow when I said that. So if you want to see what I look like, then jump across to the YouTube stream. I can't use the webcam on both streams at the same time. All right, so gold is what it is. It's still pumping now. It's potentially the target. First target will be, if you haven't secured anything, I mean, that's a realistic target. That most recent resistance formed on the move to the downside on the M15 around at 23,765. And that could also provide another entry point for a buy, in my opinion. What's it look like on a 30? All right, it looks better than 15. That now becomes a potential entry point for the buys. If we break above and close above that minor resistance, the next target would be 23.26. And if you've got enough margin above that minor resistance, then I'd be looking for it. So if you have enough margin above 23.24 to take it up to 23.26, that could provide us our next potential buy option on gold moving forward. Ethan, sorry, brother, it's not much I can do about it. Jump across to the YouTube channel. Baruch, I've not added that to the Nightbot. I will do so. But I think pretty much everyone on the YouTube stream will vouch. The record would be, I reckon it'd be around 80% since the start of the streams. I can remember nearly every single loss, in all honesty. I can remember the last times I took a loss on stream were not last Monday, the Monday before, 2 Mondays ago, where I took 2 losses in a row. That were the last losses I took on stream. After that, I took, since then, I'm on a winning streak, guys. I'm on a big winning streak, actually. I think that's up to, well, not a huge one, but I think I'm up to about 10 now. 10 in a row, so you're still long, you're up 1%. Nice one. Yeah, look at it go now. Nice work. Nice work. I'm happy to see it. And that's the target. So it's tapping into target right now, into the first real area where I think it's going to likely have a fair bit of a resistance that might push it back down. Rick? It's not a new stream room, brother. It's just I've got rid of the filter in the background. It was kind of getting in the way, to be honest. So when I was doing some video editing, it doesn't seem to come up well on the YouTube, so I had to make do with it. So just a small win for me, but nonetheless, good start to new week. Will 2 eyes entered at 23.19. Nice one, brother. Good work. Good work, my friend. All right, TikTok. How are we going, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, people of the world? Thank you for the follow. So we're already, well, I've closed a small profit on gold and look at it go now. Vishal, 9 pip win, nice one. So again, a win's a win, good start. Third else, what's the highest gold could potentially go? I mean, gold could go to the moon, but for me, the target, if you're talking about the current target, I mean, I'd be targeting this resistance, the 4-hour resistance up at around that 23.35. I think that's a realistic target that it could potentially hit today if there is the volume. Rick, nice one. Good work, brother. Happy to hear it. I really love when I hear you guys are killing it, so YouTube, please smash that like button. Let's get some more people onto the stream. Let them know what they're missing out on. Let's make them jealous, guys. I did post a video over the weekend, a trade recap video. So I'll post a link to it into the top of the chat, guys. If no one has, if anyone hasn't watched it yet. It's definitely worth the watch. Hoye, great to see you, my friend. I hope you're well. If you're out on the road, drive safe. All good, brother. All good. Just took a small win on gold. So good early start to the new month. It started off how we left off at the end of June. So looking good. Just a small win. Just a really small win, but good to get some profits on the table early on. And once again, this is a level I predetermined in my market update that I sent into the VIP Discord yesterday, along with a video update. I mean, I'll quickly show you what I sent in so you sort of know what you're missing out on, guys. Now this is, hold on, members analysis. Good to see some of you guys sending in members, sending your own analysis in. Or is it the Asian session market update? And I label each zone A, B, C, and I explain exactly what I want to see at those levels. And I also send in this video, which goes for about 17 minutes, which goes through GJ and gold, exactly what I want to see moving forward into the new week. So yeah, that's what you get. Plus you get a whole lot more in the VIP, and I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into it. Some serious traders in there, everyone wants to learn, and I can't wait to help you guys. So I really cannot. Evening, gold push you up nicely. Appreciate the sub. There's a lot more on TikTok than there is on YouTube at the moment. But nonetheless, thank you, YouTube, all you guys on the stream. Appreciate you. And once again, I will be doing a giveaway at the end of the month. I will be giving away a funded challenge. So I do take note of who regularly joins the stream. And you guys are going to have greater chance. It's like a lottery. So as the guys I see in here more often will have more tickets in the lottery. Fertus found me on TikTok and went to YouTube. Subscribe. Nice one. Appreciate you, brother. All right, so what's everyone looking at just now? GJ again. Not going to chase it. It was a choice between gold and GJ. Chose gold. Have a look at GU. So GU's breaking as well, guys. GU's into clean traffic. Sent in a video update with the chart as well, just prior to the stream today. So it's into some clean traffic on GU. I now prefer the bias. The bias is to the downside, but what we do have is, so let's do the analysis on GU quickly, guys. All right, so starting at the weekly, previous weekly on this particular chart, it actually closed back bullish. I think on the one I actually charted up for the members group, it closed bearish. It did. All right, it's a little bit tricky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this chart. So it did close back bearish, lower low, lower high to the previous current candle, pulling back quite significantly. It's almost at the high of that previous weekly candle already. Looking at the daily, structure wise it is bearish, but you have counter probabilities to the upside. So just based off that, it is likely, if I was to trade GU moving forward today, it's likely I'd be looking for pullbacks to look for potential buy options. Buys above the high is going to be difficult because what you're doing is you're buying it into resistance. So it is obviously at a daily resistance is just about to tap into. So buys upon the pullback. Otherwise, potential sellers at the current, well, somewhere around the current level. Seeing we are at that 4-hour resistance, quite evident. We're about to tap into it. Structure wise on a 4-hour, it is bearish as well. So we got the weekly, daily, 4-hour bearish, but we have counter probabilities on the daily to the upside. M30 structure is the only time frame that is technically bullish. So using that in line with daily counter probabilities, as long as we remain above 1.2655 roughly, I prefer to look for the buy options. Having said that, seeing we are at a 4-hour resistance, I would now also look for my potential sell options, guys. If we do reject, I'd be looking for catalysts such as a little bit of minor support forming just below the 4-hour resistance. As price begins to drop below that minor support, tap into it and pull away from it. There could be options to take a sell back down towards the current daily candle's low if that was to be the case. Now, it's probably wise to mark in the most recent resistance that price has broken out of. I think it was a 4-hour level as well. It was. So that is the sell option. But so the buys, we do pull back to retest 126.70, form a support above it, and I'd be looking to buy it back up. And I'd still trust the buys if we do pull back down further towards that 1.26550, form a support above that level, and I'd be looking also to take a buy back up. So just purely where we're at on the chart and seeing the structure, the actual bias is still bearish based on the higher time frames. I'd rather sell it just now. I mean, not just now. Once you get the right confirmation to do so. Yeah, so that's your options. Probably a little bit contradicting myself a little bit there on GU. I think I said I'd rather buy it, and then I said I'd rather sell it. Based on the actual level we're at in the chart, I'd rather look for the sell options, but it's obviously you don't have the right confirmation just yet. Wow, look at gold now. Oof. Tommy Jordan, good morning to you, brother. Hope you're well. Took some nice early buys on gold. Rick, got up 3%. Virtus, yeah, it is. All good. I mean, once you're out of your trade, and especially if it's in a profit, then you just got to be happy with the result, because it could have been a lot worse. So for me, I don't get FOMO. I don't feel like jumping back in. I don't feel like I'm, deserving of more profit. It's the way I go about managing, because that's what works for me for the best of times, so, and the worst of times. As far as trade management in a drawdown, I'm also very strict with all that as well. Yeah, Rick, it's almost tapping into that level. Tommy, late to the party. All good, man. Sure, you got your plans moving forward on the charts today. Morning, guys. This is Gbpjpy 650. Right now it's GJ, but I was looking at gold. So I trade gold predominantly, but I do look at GJ as well, and I'm happy to trade GJ. But I just find gold gives me more options than what GJ usually does. Cecil, yes. Appreciate the new followers, guys. TikTok, I really appreciate it. Goal is to get to 1,000. That's the first goal. Look at GJ pushing now. All right, what else can we look at? BJ. All right, actually, oh no, Bitcoin. All right, so the plan on Bitcoin is we want to be trading it probably in a few months from now. I've traded it before, but I'm now properly testing it out the exact same way I trade it on the FX pairs, the gold as well, commodities, indices, whatever instrument I'm trading. So let's do the analysis. Gee, you're still pumping. Wow. Oof. Strength in a pound. Is this to do with some dollar weakness? By the looks of it, it could be. Let's have a look at Dixie just quickly. It is. Look at that. The dollar is, at the moment, it's melting. It's closing in on a support. So for those of you who look at this chart to obviously gauge the strength of the US dollar, seeing it is near a support, just be careful. I will not be too greedy on a Monday and consider starting to lock in some of your buys on the majors if you are in buys just now. All right, let's quickly look at Bitcoin, guys. So once again, start off on the weekly time frame. All right, so interesting. We rejected that strong support. I think I mentioned it on stream last week that it would still not surprise me had that previous weekly candle ended up closing back up or even breaking its own high. It closed up near its high, so it doesn't surprise me considering we're at a really strong level. As long as we remain above that 61k sort of level, I feel there's a high probability we will eventually come back up to the high of the range around that 70k. So previous weekly closed back a weak bearish candle. Current candle has already broken the high of the previous high, low, higher high. So based off that, now the probabilities are to the upside of the higher time frame. Okay, onto the daily time frame, and what we can see is still in an uptrend, still bullish from this big impulse from 50k all the way up to the highs, the all-time high 73.80. So we do remain bullish in structure on a daily. Not only that, we now have bounced off support and we have a high, low, higher high in terms of counter probabilities as well. So that would also add confidence to look for potential buyers moving forward. Now onto the 4 hour. We can see the 4 hour structure is technically bearish. That's the first time frame against the higher time frame, and that being the daily and weekly, to suggest that maybe we could reject. We have now approaching resistance up around at 64.20 to 64.50 sort of level. There is a little bit more margin to tap into that level though, so I feel there's a high probability that we could do so prior to pulling back yet again. Now onto the 30-minute, and that is also in an uptrend by the looks of it. So the bias is now flipped to the upside. I would say, seeing we have the weekly already has a high, low, higher high in terms of counter probabilities, I would use that now as the weekly direction, and I would say we're in an uptrend again on Bitcoin. So therefore, I'd be looking at potential levels to buy it from. Currently, we've got 62.70. Price did pull back to that level, former support above it, playing in line with the strength of the daily candle, the previous daily candle as well, which was the strong bullish candle. Now, having said that, if we begin to break a lot of the current daily candle, seeing we have a high, low, high, high to the previous, that point there's a high probability that price will pull back further. The next target would be that 62 sort of level, 62 flat. So this sells, that would be the target. Sells below the current daily candle's low upon continuation. We want to see a closure below it. Now, further sell options. Well, currently in the micro trend, we've created a lower high. This candle looks like it's about to close back bearish in the next minute and a bit. We have formed support at 63.215. So we can see we've got clean traffic to the left behind it. It would be counter trend and would be risky, because anything counter trend, especially when you got counter probabilities on a higher time frame to the upside, what it could just do is make a small pullback, not necessarily tapping into that support, create a higher low, and then begin to obviously form support and head back up towards the current daily candle's high and pop above that current daily candle and continue to that higher time frame resistance at 64.20. So what I'd want to see to trust the sell would be a strong closure below. Strong closure below 63.20 roughly, pull back, retest, reject, and it's a high probability at that point then price to come back down towards 62.70. So I'd be looking for closures below for the potential sell. Now, as for buys upon continuation, I feel it's valid. So you can mark in a minor resistance at the current daily candle's high, buys above it. Depends how price approaches that level as to whether you're to wait for a closure above or look for the impulse entry. I will not be trading anything within the range right now. It's not clean enough. I don't feel like you got the margin. So that would be what I'd be looking at on Bitcoin. Otherwise, buys from above 62.70 as well upon that pullback to that point there. If you can't get in a sell prior to that, I just been waiting for support to form above that level to buy it. So we'll keep a bit of an eye on it. Once again, if I am to trade Bitcoin right now, it is just paper trading it, just testing it out. So I'm happy to call it, but I won't be taking it live. Wow, GJ. Nothing I can do right now. Gold is, wow, it's tapped in. A lot of volume right now, isn't it, guys? Trizzy, good morning to you. Welcome. Dawn, good morning to you. Can I do Japan 225, please? MLA. Is that the yen index? I don't even know what's the ticker for it, man. I suppose it's this. Looks like gold. Looks very similar to gold, just based on the 30-minute time frame. All right, so the weekly is strong bullish. Let's mark in the high of that previous weekly candle. Above it looks to be some pretty clean traffic to the left. Looks like we've rejected that high just now. Let's mark in the current daily candle's low and see what lies below that point there. Daily structure is what's still bearish. This is the lowest point the market got to. The last two more consecutive candle pullback. The opposite direction to the impulse to the downside is just here. So as long as we remain below, as long as if we don't close above it, so if we continue to close below it, then we do actually remain bearish in structure. So at this point, I would say daily structure is bearish. Not only that, you've got counter probabilities now to the downside. Current candle's broken the low of the previous candle. Previous candle was a very weak bullish candle. So based off that, what I could be potentially looking at on the lower time frames is levels that price could pull back to form a resistance at, and look for potential seller to take it back down towards the current daily candle's low. Onto the 4-hour time frame, that appears to be bullish. Yep, 4 hours bullish. So we've got the weekly as was bullish, wasn't it? Yeah, weekly is bullish, daily bullish, 4 hour is weekly bullish, daily bearish, 4 hour is bullish in structure. Let's mark in resistance at the highs. Current candle has not yet closed, so we can't confirm we've got support. I'm just going to mark in that level and adjust it accordingly on the M30. All right, it's not much adjusting you can do, to be honest. I think I'm just going to leave it at that point. There's no zone to the downside. All right, 30-minute structure, you could argue is technically flip bearish. Yep, I'd argue it's technically flip bearish at the moment. So based off that, and based on the way the current daily candle is forming, my preference would be to sell it. And seeing it's just bounced off the higher time frame support, so now I'll be looking to see levels within the current daily candle that price has created a pullback, forming a resistance at, and then headed back down. We've got the level around at 39.70. The price was put back up to 39.70 only to reject, and I feel it's a high probability we're going to head back down towards the current daily candle's low, and potentially, if you do have the volume and momentum, create a lower low as well. So sells below that point there. Sells below. Now it does look okay for the buys above it, and I mean, what you could use as your catalyst is the fact that it's bouncing off 4 hour support, and if it breaks above that resistance, then there's a high probability it's going to head back up towards the highs of the 4 hour range around at 39,920. So I would consider the buys above. This doesn't look good against the current daily candle though. The way that current daily is forming, it still could do anything. Potentially it could pull back, but I'd be at this stage still on the side of looking for the sell options. So that's just a quick update on that. Hopefully it makes sense. Carl's gold, a buy or sell? Gold, in my opinion, is a buy. Oof, look at that. Wow. Is anyone taking another gold entry? Would have been very impulsive. I don't know how the candle opened. It's... oh god, how did it open? All right, so it looks like it's pulled back, and now it's just obviously just creating its high, breaking out. Yeah, I'm not going to jump into it just now, guys. I want to see how it closes, because if this actually closes back bearish and closes back below that resistance, I'm going to look to sell it at London Open. And also if it actually flips back and approaches its own low again, only to begin again flip back bullish and break its own high, I could look for a potential buy option. Rick, you took TP, nice one. For else, can you confirm this analysis? Once gold breaks 23.28, it'll go up again. There's a high probability, yes. Sorry, I'm a little bit late to answering that, but yes, and that's what it's doing right now. But again, I wasn't on the chart for that. I wasn't looking at it, so I'm not jumping in just now. It's a little bit too late. I just need to wait to see where this candle closes. My cash, you were child poet. But you know what? Rick, win. That's it. Great start. Great start to a new month. Great start to a new week, guys. Well done. Good work. Trizza, yeah, we took a trade early. We've been in gold from these lows, man. I only took a small win. My running got taken out very quickly, but still win to win. Will to wise, nice one, brother. Good work. I'm happy to hear it, guys. I'm really happy to hear it. Trade made perfect sense. Once again, it was the level I had marked in, sent into the Discord yesterday, the VIP group. Quarter 3 done, right? That's it, man. W trade makes starts a new month. Exactly right, Saxy. Good work. Happy to hear it as well that you got into it. Time frame generally, well, my catalyst time frame is the M30, but I also go down to the 15-minute and 5-minute at times to add confluence to an entry. But the time frame that gives me the confirmation to take entries is based on the M30. And on the flip side, I'll also look at the higher time frames for their direction as well. So occasionally I'll look at the hourly. I'll also occasionally look at obviously the 4 hour just to see if we've broken a previous candle's high or broken a previous candle's low. So that will add confluence to what direction I want to be trading in. And same goes with the daily and weekly. So we'll be doing a giveaway later this week too, guys, for the VIP. Give you 1 free month just because it's new. That will be later this week. Rick, maybe ran-set on low level. Yeah, that's the plan. But you said you're up 5.3% for the day, man. So if I were you, I'd just be chilling. And again, like I mentioned before, this level to me is very important. It is a 4-hour resistance formed at support. That candle was the previous 4-hour candle closed back bearish, so that does confirm some resistance at the 4-hour support. So if we do actually close back below, I'm going to be looking for a sell in 20 minutes from now, potentially. Fischel, all good, man. All good. Busy as per usual, but nonetheless, all good. Busy with the Discord as well. Now, the VIP, guys, has how many educational videos now? I think over 80 pre-recorded educational videos, all myself. I've done all myself. The course videos are now in the VIP, guys. You just don't get the PDF, but you get the course videos. And I will constantly be adding to the educational stuff. All right, this is good on gold. This is what I want to see. even in the next 4 minutes, if this 15-minute candle closes back, quite a strong bearish candle, followed by a weak pause on the next M15, then we could look for sells as price begins to break the minor support. So I gotta start the Zoom call up. Apologies, VIP members, I totally forgot. Oh, just give me a second, I'll start that up. All right, 2 seconds, guys. All right, members, it's been sent into the Zoom link section if you are interested in joining. All right, so what I was mentioning on gold, what I want to see, if this candle, and this is looking really good, in the next few minutes closes back like so, followed by a candle which closes back very weak bullish, and when you remain below that resistance, the next candle might close back like so. Then what we've done within the 30-minute catalyst candle, 30-minute catalyst candle closes back bearish below the resistance, going to close looking a little bit like so, if that was to be the case. What we would have done is we formed a minor support, and as soon as you break the upper wick, begin to break below the low of the previous catalyst candle's low, the 30-minute candle, lower high, lower low. Not only that, you're breaking a minor support. So if the minor support was to hold, then what you should just do is respect the low of it, not break it, and actually head back up and potentially create a high back into the range above 23.28 roughly. But if we do begin to break that minor support, then your next potential level that price could potentially pull back to is around that 23.24 yet again. So that would be a target. So looking good. The first part of that potential entry will be playing out in the next few minutes. It looks like it's closing a strong bearish 15-minute candle. There's only a small group right now. Yeah, there's, including myself, there's 12. But I can't wait to get stuck into it for you guys. Rick, if you're up 50%, can take 2 or 3 trades. That's all right, man. If that's part of your plan, that's all good. 23, 22, yeah, potentially. Comes all the way back down. I mean, could even look for entries above 23, 24. If it would make sense for it to pull back and create a higher low above that resistance it broke out of. Formed at the support, so just above the support. Exact scenario playing out the 5-minute right now, 54k full. Yeah, on the 5-minute, what I want to see is a little bit of support forming. And once again, you can use that as added confluence as the 30-minute breaks that minor support, the next M30, London Open, M30. Vishal, touch on 1 hour supply area. Check it. Yeah, I'm sure it would have, because it's 4-hour resistance and M30 resistance, and it's 100% it'll be an hour level as well. A boot, gold buy or sell. Oh, I'm looking at potential sell. I like this closure. This is good. We don't want it to leave a bigger lower wick. We want it to, that's all right. That level is fine. That's all right. So now if we have a weak bullish closure, we're gonna look to potentially sell it at London Open. Don't want it to start melting and tapping into target, then it renders that invalid. Badge, FX, and signals, mate. No offense, but if you've got that behind your name, you should be calling your own trades, my friend. If you're happy to trade off the 15-minute, it makes sense. I'd rather it pull back and create an upper wick. So if it were me right now, if I was trading at 15-minute time frame, I'd rather it pull back up, creates up a wick, and then break its own low yet again. But I'm likely just to wait for 30-minute closure for London Open, because this could just potentially be grabbing a little bit more liquidity for the open and eventually head back up to retest the high. So I'd rather just be patient and wait for the scenario that I want to play out, present, and if it does, I'll react. If not, I just need to chill. GJ also making a bit of a pullback. All right, so we may have a bit of a pause on GJ. That's all right. Now, what I want to see next is a bullish engulfing. All right, so for London Open, we come up with gold is dropping just now. And these sort of situations where it doesn't necessarily need to create much of an upper wick, if any. When the previous counter closes like so, because what that has done is it's popped into range above that 23.28. It's closed back bearish. It's left a long wick to the upside. What this wick suggests to me is it's likely grab that liquidity, and what often you'll find happens on the next candle is that price would tend to just drop straight away without really creating an upper wick. Sometimes it create a tiny upper wick and then just drop, but on probably I'd say about at least 50 to 60% of the time it won't have any upper wick and it'll just drop first. But the issue with that is it doesn't necessarily make the entire move to TP. It may just drop a little bit, then it pulls back up to create upper wick, and then I'd enter. That's when I feel more comfortable, once it's created that upper wick. TikTok, you guys rock. I appreciate it. 24 new followers. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in. Do I think it will go up more? Gold? I think the next level, which probably I'd like to see hold if it was to go up more, is 23.24. I'd like it to, I'd like for it to pull back down towards the most recent resistance price broke out of, form a higher low, so form support at that level, and then begin to pop back up towards the current daily candles high. There is some pretty clean traffic above it, up to around this level here, which is around at 23.22, 32, sorry, 23.32. But what you want to see right now is price to create a higher low within the structure, and that could be enough to suggest that could be potentially the lowest point in the new daily, potentially the weekly. But that will remain to be seen. What's Bitcoin up to now? All right, still above that support, so nothing on Bitcoin. Sent a poll into the top of the YouTube, pin a poll to the top there for chat. So yeah, have a look at it. Rick, once again, brother, the gray marked zone in 30-minute time frame and the blue area. No, for me, the gray zones are the 4 hour and the blue is the 30-minute, sometimes the 15, but it's generally the 30. So the gray zones are what I deem to be the more significant zones. They're the zones that price tends to react to more, either reject harder or bounce off stronger. And in this case, I marked those in gray, the 4 hour level. So I look for basically the highest point of any bearish candle at that resistance. And once this candle closes, you could technically drag the zone up. But I'm just going to leave it in for the time being, the original zone I had marked in at the beginning of the stream. All good, man. Got a job for someone if anyone's interested. Who's willing to go through every single replay of every stream and work out the exact record? I've got to do it. I've been so bad. I've been so busy though. It's bad habit though, guys. You should be journaling every single trade. And I used to be really strict with it. Gbpjpy, bearish targets on gold. Bearish targets. Well, I mean, right now it's almost made the move down to the first target, so it's gonna be difficult selling it at the open, especially if it closes back bullish now, leaving such a long low wick. So at this point, just need to wait for more data to print on gold. But if I was to be in a sell right now, my first target would be at 23.24. I mean, you would have had enough to secure 10 by the looks of it already. And then realistically, it could come back down to the support back at 23.21. All right, so we've got 7 minutes, sorry, until London Open. Have I got any sort of catalyst on GJ? If it breaks its own high, I'm still contemplating an entry on GJ, guys. Potential entry on GJ above the high for the open. What we've done now is we've triggered in some sellers. We've created a bit of a pause. At the moment, it looks to be closing a minor pause, a weak bearish candle. As long as we create a lower wick, we can break the high of the previous candle. That potentially could be a catalyst. Potentially. Let's see what we got in the 5-minute time frame. You can see in the 5-minute, we're forming pretty strong structure just here. Create a high, high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, so on and so forth. So if we do so yet again, create a high, low, begin to break above the high. Once again, we've got clean traffic to the left. That could be enough to suggest that we could potentially get involved or be involved in a buy option on GJ. Now, my one concern is at what point is the Bank of Japan going to actually step in and intervene? Because UJ is also at levels it has not been at since it was just broken a level from 1990. Last time it was at these levels is back in December 86. Wow. I was 4 years old back then. Not even, I was 4 years old. 4 years old back then. Last time since UJ was at these levels, so we're my age, guys. Not as young as you thought I was. So my concern is that at what point are they just going to jump in and manipulate this thing back down? They've mentioned they will do it. They're not, that they've been considering it, and they will do so if they feel they need to. At what point will that happen? I'm not chasing GJ just now though. If it breaks just now with just under 5 minutes until London Open, forget it. Not interested. $41 viewers, T-Dog, 25 likes. Yeah, it's not good enough, is it? Thank you for reminding the viewers in the YouTube chat TikTok, you guys rock. Got 2,000 likes on TikTok. I'm not sure how I get 2,000 likes when there's only 57 people watching, but I'll take it. All right, so this is probably the last thing we would have wanted to see happen on gold. If it closes like so, long wick and eye direction. So really in the next 3.5 minutes, what I prefer for it to do is actually flip back bullish and close up near its high. Because if that was to be the case, then what that would suggest to me is that we've just grabbed liquidity from the range below. And if we begin to break the high of the previous candle, there's a high probability that we will continue to the upside. But for the time being, I focus will be likely GJ. Rick, you're long on gold again? Okay, mate. Yeah, 5-minute golfing. I mean, that's a strong catalyst. If it were for me on the 15 or 30 minute, I would consider that a strong catalyst. But not off the 5. All right, this is we don't want GJ to start dropping in the next 2 minutes. So now the 15-minute is closing back bearish, potentially. For us, am I looking for a buy or sell on GJ? I'd rather buy it right in line with the trend. All right, gold heading back down. Is there anything for the open on gold? It still would make sense to sell it below the minor bullish orders that it is potentially creating in the next 40 seconds. You'd be using the 30-minute counter probabilities on your side as well, lower high, lower low, sort of bearish candle. But yeah, this isn't good now. The way it's popping back up now is not great. All right, guys, sorry about flicking over. Trying to decide if there is an entry and on which pair. DJ, no, it's closing back too strong bearish. Once again, it could be just grabbing liquidity, but I may need to wait 15 minutes for another candle to close back bullish right near the high or engulfing for me to trust the entry. We'll see how it prints. And gold probably closed a little bit too strong to look for the sell right now. We're right back up at that resistance, so just gonna need to wait. It's got no upper wick. Yeah, there's nothing convincing for me just yet, guys. I'm just gonna need to chill for a little bit longer. I'm not gonna try to be a hero and predict that this is the highest point that GJ will get to for today when it's in such a solid uptrend. Yeah, I mean, so wait, should we buy gold or sell it? Right now, I'm not doing nothing on it. I'm not convinced. I want it to close above on the M30. On the M30, I want it to close above 23.28, and then potentially look for a buy above the current daily candles high. I believe it is above the current daily candles high. Yeah. So closure above that resistance at 23.28, and then potentially buys above the current daily candles high. Selling it right now, I'm not keen really in doing so, because you got to travel just a fair distance just to trigger yourself into a trade. So I'd want to get involved below the low of that previous candle, and probably a couple of pips below it. So you're looking at, which it can definitely do, but from the current level, 20 pips for it to just trigger you into a trade. And my concern would be that it could potentially tap into 23, 24, bounce off, trade higher low, and end up heading back up towards the current daily candles high. So it's measuring the margin below that previous candle. You've only got like 10 pips down to support, so it's probably not worth it. In my personal opinion, I'm just going to chill on gold for the time being. And there goes GJ making a bit more of a pullback. All good. Mondays and Fridays, guys, I trade with the trend. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So the reason why I wait till at least Tuesday to counter trend trade is because at that point there, I may at least have like the daily closing back in the direction of the counter trend. So it may not necessarily have flipped any structure, but at least you can use that higher time frame counter probability to add confluence as you break, for instance, the low. If you're looking at GJ and you're waiting for it to create and close a daily candle bearish, you could use that as added confluence to look for a counter trend sell as it begins to break the bearish candles low on the higher time frame. Not only that, you may have the 30-minute structure flipping back bearish, even though the bias is still to the upside. So that is why on a Monday, especially when it's in a solid uptrend like GJ, I'd rather just patiently wait and trade in line with the structure and the bias. Gold's a bit of a different story because the bias is neutral on it, so I can really trade it either direction. So when it comes to gold today, it's purely waiting for price to get to my levels and waiting for my catalyst within price action to take my entry. I had my catalyst for the buys. I secured some profit on that before. Unfortunately, the way that candle closed on the previous M30 at the resistance doesn't make it easy for me to enter a sell right now. So the next option is to wait and see if we pop back above and close above 23.28 for a potential buy based on the 30-minute time frame. So that's why Tuesdays through till Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm more comfortable trading against the trend if need be. And on Friday, I rather just trade in line with the strength of the weekly candle. Yamin, so if gold hits 23.28, it would be a good idea to enter a high. It has to close above, in my opinion, on the 30-minute time frame. If it was just a fly right now, then based off prior to the stream, the area that I probably would have marked in, had I marked in my zones based on the 15-minute, what I wait for is a closure above 23.28, 645 on the 15. But if it's the M30, the resistance at the M30 is 23.27, so 23.28, and the M30 is my catalyst time frame, so that's likely what I'll be waiting for at the moment. So once again, free education. If you could, guys, YouTube, smash that like button. TikTok, hit that screen. Just a small win for me today so far. Win's a win. All right, so it's breaking that support just now. Franco, GU coming down again. Oh, okay, wow. as far as price action, had it been with the bias and structure, which I don't think it is, or actually, no, hold on a sec. Can we not analyze that GU is at a tradable level to sell it? Yeah, it tapped in. That would have been a nice entry, a really nice entry. So I'd predetermined, guys, this is what I mean. I predetermined based on the 4 hour time frame that this would be a level that I'd look to take potential sell options. The current daily, yes, it is granted. Yes, it's forming bullish and you do have a high, low, higher, high. 30-minute structure is bullish, but the actual bias is to the downside based off the other time frames. The weekly close, week bearish. Daily structure is technically bearish. 4 hour structure is technically bearish. So based off that, even though the current daily is forming a strong bullish candle, seeing we're at a strong level of resistance on the 4 hour, what I would have wanted to see is, first of all, confirmation of the candle closing back bearish on the 30-minute time frame. Now, obviously it's not bearish engulfing, so I don't have that catalyst to look for a sell. It's not a strong bearish candle on the 30-minute, but what's gone on within it on the 15? What we can see is what I spoke about before on gold. It's formed a minor support just below the resistance. If you were to continue bullish, then what essentially you should do is pop back down, expect the low of that bullish candle, and then begin to pop above the high of the impulse to the upside and continue trending bullish. Now, what this support does is now provide some potential entry points to sell it, because if price was to begin to break that point there, then what it's likely going to do is tap in to the next target, the next level of potential support, which in this case would be the resistance here to the left. That's exactly what it's doing just now and bouncing off it. So it would have been an impulse entry. Was it valid? I feel yes. If you're in doubt, see, this is probably just close above the 50. So I can understand why, Franco, if you didn't take it. Yeah, but it's a little bit of a sticking point because you can almost draw it in from the open to the high and then it's closed right at the 50. Tough one, but I think it would have been a decent entry to sell it. And it's good to see it happening nonetheless. Good to see it play out. Very good for me, the M15 candles too. That's all good, man. I can understand it. Completely understand. And this is the free education you get. And just imagine, this is what you get for free. Imagine what you're going to get in VIP, guys. You wait. So similar on gold, but that candle's closed with a really long lower week. So like I said before, you got to travel a fair distance just to get involved in a trade below that support. So I will not entertain that option. Ash, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. It's not easy. Streaming isn't the easiest thing. I'm comfortable and confident in the way I trade, and I like to educate. I like to help others. So yeah, can be at times, you know, you get people on your back because why aren't you in this trade, or we just didn't buy, or we're gonna sell, or why are you gonna buy, why are you gonna sell? You take a loss, obviously people are on your back, but at the end of the day, I just do what I do normally, but instead of doing it by myself, I'd rather stream live. Tell me, too many goodies in the VIP. Definitely is. There's heaps. There's so much in there. There is a shit ton. Like I said, it's over 80 pre-recorded educational videos. And I constantly add to it. Because the markets change, guys. I adapt to the markets. I remember vividly when I first started scalping, it was all about breakouts. It was pretty much the only entry I would take was a breakout. Or that how much that has changed in the last few years. It's one of the least one of my least favorite entries, to be honest, right now. Renko, that's it. Hit like button, guys. King phone training on the NF. I have no idea what that means, to be honest. Proto FX gold, I think it's going to pull back towards 27.40, then drop. Yeah, potentially, but for me, I need some sort of confirmation that it's going to again reject. Right now, what this is just resembling is consolidation. Look at it in 5 minute. There is no clear direction. So when it's like this, you really need for it to decide and make a move. And at this point, my preference, but again, the charts can do whatever they want to do, is just seeing a current level. If we are to get involved in a trade soon, I'd rather it actually close above the resistance, because I just don't see the sells right now. If I was to remove that level, you know what? If this closed bearish engulfing in the next 15 minutes, in the next 3 minutes, then that could be an option to sell it. We'd have a catalyst to sell it. So it has to close below the lowest point of the bullish candle. Or GJ flipping. Yeah, you're gonna have a massive stop loss. Not comfortable with rolling for 40 pips stop loss on GJ. So if gold closes bearish engulfing in the next 2 minutes and 15 seconds, I'm gonna sell it. True Seeker, bullish. Right now, I think at this resistance, it's a 4-hour resistance. I'd rather look for the sell option. But again, just break some simple rules and follow it. So if it ticks the box, if it closes bearish engulfing, then I might be entering a sell in the next minute and 50 seconds. That's the rule I'm creating right now. BH, sell now. Not for me, man. If you have your confirmation, by all means, you follow your confirmation, my friend. What strategy? Is this basic support? No, man. You obviously haven't been watching me often, which is fair enough because I haven't been on TikTok for that long. This is anything. This is not just support and resistance, my friend. I have plenty of different ways to get involved in a trade. And it's important to have support resistance marked in because they provide you potential levels to get involved in trades. All good, brother. All good. All good, my friend. There's nothing wrong with being basic as well, is there? Alright, so gold's not closing bearish engulfing, so no catalyst. GJ, I'm waiting for this 30 minutes to close. And we'll see where we're at. If we're up near the high, we could look for an option to buy it. Basically, it definitely can, BH. It most certainly can. I mean, sometimes overanalyzing ends up in analysis paralysis as well. So, yeah, that's what I'm interested to know. For Dallas, are you still in your buy, Rick? By the way, YouTube, if you've not watch that video from the weekend, make sure to do so. It's a good one. It's about how we wait patiently and we get the results if we just sit back and wait for our analysis to play out. Gbpjpy, I agree. Trading is quite simple. It's the psychology is a very difficult aspect of it all. The analysis is really easy. The analysis is probably the easiest part. It's just following your plan and not giving in to FOMO and what, you know, the little birdie over your shoulder is trying to tell you. If you sat there in front of a screen for 3-4 hours and you're not taking a trade and you see something that you justify is a decent trade, but really it's not. That's the hardest part. It's not giving in to your emotions. So for me right now, for instance, if gold melts, I know I can't take it because it's not within the plan. My plan, the rule I set was a bearish engulfing closure of that previous M15 when I was forming a strong bearish candle. So right now it's not presenting. It's obviously, we're into London Open. So I'm just going to patiently wait and potentially come up with a new plan towards the closure of the M30. Same on GJ right now with it. Proto effects, do I see 4-hour downtrend on gold, I'm assuming? Yeah, 4-hour is technically bearish in the way I judge it. For me, that is the level where price needs to close above on the 4-hour to actually flip the structure back bullish. So as long as it remains below 23.37, basically, then I will adjudicate it as being bearish. So we had a few attempts of breaking it, but both times it failed. Paddy, mate, that is something that I preach quite often in these streams. Not taking a trade is sometimes the best trade. It honestly, there is nothing wrong with not being in a trade. If you're not comfortable in it, the last thing you want to do is just take a trade. And then if it's sat in drawdown, start panicking, you start becoming anxious. It's a bad feeling, and especially if it goes against you. It's a really bad feeling. So it's okay not to be involved. If nothing presents, if nothing makes sense to you, there's nothing wrong with just chilling. Absolutely nothing. I left looking possible sell on gold if that stupid emoji thing's in the way. 5 minute closes bearish engulfing. Okay. Yeah, no worries, man. I can see it. That's you trading based on your plan. But yeah, nice one. Looks pretty solid. But again, that's just not the way I trade, so. Shurish, good day to you. Sorry, Philip, I missed that one. Settling for anything under A+ setups is where you run into trouble. I agree. Man. But we're not related. I say it often on stream, man. And I mean, the YouTube guys will know, because these guys on the stream are guys are here every day. I appreciate you. But others just can't comprehend why I'm not always in a trade. So they're flicking through every freaking stream looking for someone who's in a trade to justify their need. Like a habit. It's honestly like they're addicted to it. They have to be involved constantly. Whereas for me, I just look for quality. I always preach quality. and that is the only time I take a trade. Sometimes I'll get it multiple times during a stream. Sometimes I won't get it 3 streams in a row. I have no idea. The important thing is for me to follow my plan, what works for me, and stick to my rules, and that's what I do best. I think last week, two wins were on the stream. The other 2, because last week I took 5 trades, 4 wins, 1 break even. 2 of the wins were on stream. 2 of the wins came pre-NY, which I called out in the Discord as well. Actually, no, 1 came during Asian session, which I mentioned in the Discord as well. So I knew it. I always call them though. Mr. Phil, good morning to you, man. Hope you're well. Quickly, guys, too, when you do, or if you do, and when you do join the VIP, please say good day in the actual VIP chat. To announce yourself. Once again, there's some really quality traders in there. I've known some of those guys for a while. I coach some privately as well. PotoFX, do you know how many followers you need to do a live stream? I'd love to live stream one day. I don't think you need many, to be honest. I think you just I think it's 100 or something followers. It's really not much. Everyone thinks that, look at me, I've only got 300 or 400 now. It's not much at all. I think you need to apply for it first, the stream key from memory. Because I stream on the studio, YouTube studio, not on the phone. I think if you're streaming on your phone, you can do it straight away. I think you can, but don't quote me, I could be wrong. You only have 45. Oh well, guys, give PotoFX a follow. 1k? How's it 1k? I don't have 1k, man. Honestly, you guys can see how many followers I've got. I've got 430, I think it's saying. All right, GJ is just in a holding phase right now. Not much going on. So we're likely going to keep an eye on the gold. So I'm going to see where his counter closes. And we could potentially look for sells on the open of the new M30. $1K is to play TikTok matches, I think. Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest. PotoFX for the last 2 weeks, it was very hard tracking gold. Yeah, I feel it's been okay. Once again, it just requires a lot of patience. So I need to patiently wait 5 minutes. Arif BTC. Whatever BTC before, let's quickly look. Is it at one of those levels? No, so it's basically just consolidating. It sells on one a closure below 63.20 roughly, 63.215 on 30-minute. That's the time frame I use as my catalyst confirmation time frame. And right now the buys above 63.82 or buys upon the pullback above 62.730 roughly, sells below that point. Are there any quick scalps? No, I don't think so. I was going to say you might get a potential scalp above the most recent resistance formed at the support M30. So potentially a scalp above 63.48 to take it up to 63.650. which on Bitcoin on leverage can still be some good coins. So yeah, maybe potential. I feel actually the buys by that level look pretty good on the 30. The potential buys above 63.48. Gold's making a move just now. All right. What? One enter short? I mean, you could if it's your plan, but for me, I said I want to wait for the candle to close, this 30-minute candle, and just see where we're at. So have we tapped into that previous resistance? I think we have. All right, I'm just waiting just over 3 minutes to see where this candle closes. Ethan, no, I'm not in gold just now. I'm waiting. Say, was this hard to get into? Yeah, oh, look, it takes a lot of time and patience and discipline. It takes, people will think it's trying to get rich quick scheme. It just they're in it for the wrong reasons. Excuse the dog in the background, guys. It takes a lot of discipline and patience, like Gbpjpy mentioned before. In all honesty, it's what did you mention? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the emotion is like the hardest part of it. The analysis is the easiest part. The psychology is the most difficult part of it all, and that takes, believe it or not, that takes traders years to master. And you never really master it, but you gain control of it. That's the lowest point in this candle. 23.24.03. We're tracking gold just now, guys. Tommy, all good, man. Take care. Take care, brother. You guys rock. TikTok, 15 new followers. I appreciate it. All right, just over a minute, guys, to see where this candle closes. I don't want it to pull back too far. I don't want it to leave a long wick to the downside, because that would suggest potential rejection of this 15-minute zone that we've just tapped into, that resistance. If that was to be the case, then it would just be a matter of waiting for it to once again potentially flip and close above the resistance. GJ is not tradable right now, in my opinion. Still prefer it to the upside. Still no catalyst for me to sell it, but it's not ready also to be bought just this moment. So wait a little bit longer on gold. Let's see where his counter closes in 30 seconds. I'm not liking this support on a 5-minute. Look where it's literally tapped into that resistance and bounced off it. All right. Probably only one way I'd consider getting involved right now. If the new candle pops straight down, breaks the low of the previous candle, not entering, but I'm waiting for it to pop back up, create an upward, but it's obviously doesn't look likely to do that. It's already popped straight up. So yeah, this rate, I'm likely gonna just wait a little bit longer. Let's see if it breaks the low now and then pops back up. Then I would still consider it. Faisal, sell or buy. Right now, I'm not doing nothing. We took a buy earlier from the lows and secured some profit. Stephen, ETH. I'm assuming it's very similar to Bitcoin. I will take a look at it shortly. How did Bitcoin close? All right. Nothing on GJ. Let's quickly look at ETH. Does look identical to Bitcoin, so I'm assuming it's in a pretty strong uptrend right now. What is the all-time high on ETH these days? It's still 4,900. All right. So based off the weekly, moving into today, the buyers look to be the play. You've got the previous weekly closing, long wick to the downside, tapping into this resistance, grabbing liquidity from that previous level, only to close back bullish. The current candle has broken the high of the previous candle, high, low, higher, high. Based off that, what I would likely be doing is looking down to the 30-minute time frame to see potential levels that price could pull back to, form a support at, to look for a buy. Otherwise, you're going to be looking for buys above the high upon continuation. These are for the scalps, obviously. Daily. All right, daily, that level lines up with a bit of resistance to the left. So this now I'm trying to tie in some confluences to sell it. So out of resistance, structure-wise, it does remain bullish, very similar to Bitcoin. Got counter probabilities to the upside of daily. 4 hours tapped into resistance. So again, gathering confidence to sell it. Structure wise, it is bearish in a 4 hour. So just going to mark in that level as resistance. As for support, not going to bother. We've got support lower down, so we're nowhere near that level just yet. So we're bearish at resistance on the 4 hour. Tapped into a target for the buyers. Now, seeing what, look at that. So we've rejected that 4 hour resistance. We've created a low. If we pull back just now, what we've done is create a bit of support. Below that support, we have some clean traffic to the left. So does it line up? Yes, it does. Lines up this previous resistance. Perfect. So if price was to now close below 34.80, 82, tap back into it and reject, I would look for that sell. Because what we've done is we just reject that 4 hour resistance, we create and move to the downside, form support. If we are to respect support, seeing we are in an uptrend, we should just begin to head back up to retest the high. However, if we begin to break the support and pop below that 4 hour resistance to the left hand side, or the EM30 resistance, sorry, 23, I keep thinking we're on gold, 34.80, then I'd be looking to sell it. Now, having said that, based off 30, we form support above previous resistance. We're consolidated at that level. If we begin to close above that consolidation, then there's a high probability at that point there that price is going to come back up towards around that 3,500, and then potentially the current daily candles high at 35.20 roughly. So closures above the resistance formed at support, and I feel it would be a strong enough catalyst to buy it. Now, seeing it's just consolidating right now, I want it to be a nice strong closure above it. So buys below that level, buys above that level, sorry, sells below it. Sells below that support. As for scalps, that is. Alright, so gold, not ready, guys. All good. Wait, now for more data to print. As data prints, we reassess. That's all we do. Very simple process. So seeing triple top on M15. Yeah, kind of. But what I see right now is consolidation as well. There's no clear direction. All right, guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes. I just got to prepare something quickly before I forget. Yeah, so don't go anywhere. At this rate, we're just waiting for more counter closures. We'll wait to see where this M15 closes. And once again, we'll reassess. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Cheers. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Apologies. Did I miss? Wake up, YouTube. You guys there? Hello, hello. You have to excuse me, guys. My voice is struggling a bit from having a cold last week, having a bit of a cold, but much better now. All right, guys, who's in a trade right now? TikTok, you guys in a trade? What are you trading? If you are, YouTube, same goes for you guys. Who's currently in a trade? Let us know. Aleph, still here. Nice one, brother. Thank you guys for all the new followers on TikTok. I really appreciate it. 57 of you. And to the rest of the stream, I appreciate it. Carlef, you're in a small gold sell. All right. Based off the 5 minute, I'm assuming. What about EJ? EJ very similar to GJ. Surprised no one's asked about EU yet. Maybe we'll have a look at EU. Alright, let's do some top-down analysis on EU. For those who may be interested. So looking at the weekly, and this looks very similar to was it ETH that we just looked at? So what we got here is we've got a weak bullish candle on the previous candle, but straight away, first day of the week, first day of the new month, we've actually broken high of that previous weekly candle, high, low, high, high. So just based off that, what I'm likely to be looking for are potential levels on the minor time frame where price could pull back to, form a support, and look for a buy to take it back up in line with the current daily candle. Now, having said that, those levels of support also provide potential levels for price if it begins to break those levels to make a deeper correction, a deeper pullback down to the next level of minor support. And that could also be a potential entry point for a sell. Onto the daily. Structure-wise, above there, so bullish, bearish. Structure is bearish on the daily. The counter probability is the upside. It's just breaking resistance also. No lower wick. Wow. And new monthly candle, guys. No lower wick whatsoever. Let's see how the previous monthly closed. Bearish. Got a tiny lower wick on the monthly. Got it on the weekly. It doesn't have it on the daily. Has gapped down by the looks of it. Alright, so structure wise it's bearish, but counter probability wise it's to the upside. Starting to pull back down below resistance though. Let's see in a 4 hour, it's still hovering just above it. The 4 hours broken high, the previous candle, high, low, high, high. Doesn't necessarily need to break its own low for what's to continue bullish. Thank you for the sub. Now, structure wise though, it is still, look, you could argue the point that's split bullish, if you call that a swing, but to be technical about it, what I consider to be a swing is 2 more consecutive counter pullbacks in the opposite direction to the trend. So at this point here, the trend was bearish. This here, we don't have 2 consecutive candles pulling back bullish in the opposite direction. So I would say, point to where the actual structure flips back bullish on the 4 hour right now is not until these highs. So you can see we've not actually closed below low, and nor have we got anywhere near the high. So anything in between is basically just micro trend. But what we can see is we are at, or just broken a resistance. Let me remove all these drawings now. And we are, I would call it technically bearish. So we've got the daily bearish, we've got the 4 hour bearish, we've got the weekly candle as bullish. Mark in some resistance. I'm going to mark in the most recent resistance that price broke out of. Now, the way you determine what is the high and low of support resistance is very subjective. That is, everyone has different opinions of it. You could mark in that level. Just let me see in a 30. Is it a bearish candle? Yeah, kind of more drag it down a little bit. It is. So I'd probably just use that as the level, as for the 4 hour resistance. Now, support way down, so I'm not going to bother with it for the time being. Resistance to the upside, we've got that level around that 108. Onto the 30 minute time frame. Structure wise in the 30 minute is technically bullish. So Got weekly and M30 as bullish. We've got daily counter probabilities to the upside. So I'm gathering now confidences for a buy. We're currently at a 4-hour resistance. If we hold this level, I'd be looking for my catalyst in price action from this point here. Right now, we're printing a bearish M15 candle at this previous resistance. So what I would be waiting for, my catalyst just now would be if the next 15 minutes, we have a candle closing back bullish, preferably engulfing that bearish candle, looking like so. And what that's going to do is close the M30 looking like so. And as the new candle opens up, be the new hourly as well, great slow wick begins to pull away and break above that catalyst high. That would be my entry to buy it. Now, as for the sells, so that's the buy option. Seeing the bias is technically to the downside or neutral, but seeing we're at a resistance. If we flip the structure bearish in the M30, which we will do so upon a confirmation of a closure below, let me mark this in properly, I changed it to blue. Closure below 107.516, we'll flip the structure bearish. The issue with that is you run straight into another support just below it, 107.470. So for me, what I'd be using is the lowest point of this previous resistance. And I would say if we start to close below that point there, I'd be looking for the sell options. You're back below that 4-hour resistance to the left. You got enough margin to take it back down to the next 30-minute support. You'll also be rejecting that 4-hour level. You'll also be flipping the structure bearish on the M30. That provides added confidence. Now, having said that, I'd still probably look for the buys from above that level too, guys. We do pull back a bit further. But the better buys at this point is once we have closures back above 107.60. And that is pretty much the analysis on EU. Hopefully that makes sense. BJ still rejecting gold, popping back up. What did I miss? Franco, you're looking at GU buys when a 15 candle closes strong. Sorry, man. Totally missed it. Bullish closes strong, bouncing up from support 1.267. 267. So I'm assuming back above that level. Roughly. Or engulfing that previous 15-minute. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. The M30 closes back bullish. I agree, guys. If this thing does flip and you have the exact same scenario as EU, exact same. Third house, gold aiming for 23.33. Yeah, that's fine. The highs of this resistance. Gold. Yeah, so gold, we took a buy from this point at the very beginning. I was contemplating sells, but just didn't. The catalyst didn't present. So what I'm looking for now is seeing how, look at that. Once again, that was my concern, that we could tap into that previous resistance and bounce off. And that's what we have done. So right now on gold, we are just essentially consolidating between this previous minus resistance and the resistance up at the 4-hour level around at 23.27, below 23.28. So the catalyst for me right now, this closure below 23.24, tap in, rejection. So long as you've got enough margin, because the issue is if it does close below, it may make the move. It may close somewhat like so, right near the support. You're not gonna have the margin to sell it. Now on the flip side, if you were to look for buys, what I want to see is price close above this resistance, tap in and begin to pull away. Now, something you also got to consider is the 4-hour will be closing in just over an hour from now. So if this candle was to still remain within a consolidation, but to close back bullish, move these arrows. I want it to close quite strong. I don't want to close like so. I want it to close, for instance, like that. And then what you could look for is potentially to pull back to buy it above the support, bring its lower wick of 23.24, or as long as it forms that support and begins to break above previous candle's high, that is also going to be your option to buy it moving forward. That point there, there's a high probability price could eventually come back up towards that 23, 34, 35 sort of region. Renko, correct that level? Nice one. Yeah, that's what I would have assumed. So is gold bearish or bullish? It's the bias is neutral on it for me. I have 2 time frames suggesting that it's bearish, and I have 2 time frames suggesting it's bullish. So whilst my bias is neutral, I just pretty much pick the areas I want to get involved in a trade and wait for my catalyst. That's Truth Seeker. I forgot to check that. Thanks for reminding me. So German prelim CPI, that's a pretty big one. That's all day, so I'm not sure when that's going to be released. Moving forward, that is today. Final manufacturing PMI for the US dollar. Listed as orange folder. I'm not sure if on other providers it might be deemed as high impact. Well, you got some high impact news anyway. Yeah, with ISM manufacturing PMI to come at midnight my time, which is 10 a.m. MY. And you guys do the math. What's that UK time? So 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. Sorry, what I missed? Third hour. Sorry, mate. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. You're in a gold buy an EA sell. Oh, nice one. All right. So hope you're managing well. No, hope you're doing well. Let's have a look at EA. You mentioned you're in a sell. Well, it looks good. Let's remove these drawings. Weekly close bearish, current candle cranes up wick, respecting the high of the previous weekly candle. Daily structure wise is bearish, current candle rejecting that resistance. So potentially this could be the highest point in the new daily and slash weekly. Let's have a look at the monthly, seeing it is the open new month. Well, the monthly's tapped into a support and rejected so far. So far you look like you're definitely in the right direction of things. But again, charts can do whatever they want. Just my opinion. 4 hour structure wise, it's also bearish and it's rejected a resistance here to the left. So once again, I feel you're getting involved at a good level to be selling it from. Mark that in gray. Now onto the 30-minute, and also technically bearish. Look at that. Look at that rejection of the last significant lower high. Flip bullish here. It's flipped back bearish on closures on this move to the downside, and look how it's rejected that level and how strong it's rejected. So it lines up perfectly with this to the left, the 4 hour resistance. It also lines up with that support on the monthly time frame. It is open the first day of the new month, trading month, and new month in general. So potentially that could be the highest point, and now it's rejecting. I'd be considering taking something off the table, seeing you are at a support, because it has been in an uptrend throughout the day. So if it does respect this level, then what it could do is eventually come back up to the high, and if it does have the volume momentum, start to close above it and start flipping the 30-minute structure bullish. But yeah, definitely I think you're in a good trade, to be honest, man. I think it's a really good trade. Well done, good work, happy to see it. All rejecting once again. So we're gonna wait and see where his candle closes. Carl F, your gold trade was a small position, took a loss. All good, man. At least you're owning it. Got taken down by a pip. Yeah, it is what it is, my friend. It's how gold moves. Up, down, all over the shop. Come back. Go back to gold, please. Tell me more to know about it. But right now it's just essentially consolidating, as I mentioned before, between its previous resistance and the 4 hour level. So for me, it needs closures above it or below it. Very simple. Looking forward to the VIP, guys. Looking forward to it at about 11 a.m. UK time. Educational session, first of the month, or the first of the new VIP educational session. I feel Monday is a good day to do it because often on Monday I like to see some data print, let a few sessions play out before I really serious about. I mean, always serious about taking trades, but I mean, the one before was perfect. It had all the catalysts to buy it, so of course I'll take it. But Monday is a lot of time we just sit here and watch things play out because there's no real direction. I feel most of the volume tends to come in around MY on a Monday. True Seeker, do I use Asian trendline mid-law? I don't use trend lines, my friend. I rarely use indicators. The one I use the most is the fib. The TikTok guys, I hope to see you guys on stream more often. Be fantastic. A lot of new followers, 60 new followers today, so I do appreciate it. As far as tomorrow, I'll be on a little bit later. Tuesdays and Fridays, I start the stream about 30 minutes prior to London Open. Yeah, free. You can speak or translate them into Spanish to understand you. Greetings. Well, there was another gentleman who was doing that, and he said he learned a hell of a lot by doing so. So welcome to you, my friend. And I mean, if you can do it, fantastic. By all means, I wish you luck. Because you're definitely going to learn a lot on my streams. I'm all about educating. And right now on GJ, I'm not interested in selling it. I've mentioned it a million times if anyone is thinking about it. It's in a big uptrend. So the good thing is it's gathering some more steam. It's cooling down a bit, potentially pulling back to grab some more liquidity. And once again, for me, my level, you could drag this up just now. I would say as long as it taps back in towards that 203, 650 sort of level. And I'd be, at that point, I'd be looking for my catalyst win price action for a potential buy option. So while using fib 2318, talking about gold. Wow. All right, let me take a look. All right, so if you're talking about gold, you've got 2318. Again, fibs is subjective. You could be using the most recent impulse, which is that point there, to the high. If that was to be the case, then you tap into 100. So just depends, man, like what you're using as your lowest point. And if you're using that bullish candles low, then that level to 318 lines up with 50%. So I don't generally use the fib like that. I use it more so in the 30-minute and even sometimes 15-minute, just to gauge strength of candles prior to my entry, and also in a daily time frame to see if we have a strong candle closing back in a direction, where we potentially could pull back to on the following candle to grab some more liquidity from the previous candle. And where I'd want, for instance, let's just say I marked in a bid on this candle. I'd want the sellers to, if price was to pull back, I'd want the sellers to protect that 50% and for price to remain below it. If it pops above it and if support forms above it on the 30-minute time frame, that would suggest to me that maybe we're going to pull back further into that previous candle and potentially back up towards the high. On the 30 and 15, it's the gauge strength against the catalyst candle or potential catalyst candle for a potential entry. Oh, gold. All right, guys, let's focus on gold. Not entering nothing just now, so it's the hourly closure as well. Closing back quite strong bearish. New candles gap down. Wow, look at that. That's the volume in gold right now. So it's opening the gap to the downside. This is good. It's pulling back. It's creating up a wick. I'd want it to pull back more significantly, seeing it is the open of the new hourly, and then potentially look for a sell below the low of the current hourly candle. What is going on here? All right. You could almost be in gold sales. I'm not in it just yet because I haven't set it up. I would say if gold breaks its own low again, I'd be looking at 23.10 as a potential entry. That's why stop loss, and I adjust it very quickly if it gets triggered in. So I'm not in trade just yet. I want it to happen soon, guys. Go jet off. Alright, I've just been triggered into a sell. Alright, stop loss is above the entry candle. Alright. Drop a little bit more and I'm going to get to break even. All right, guys. Here we go. Got over 6.5 pips. Gonna take me out at entry. Come on, go drop a little bit more for us. Come on, baby. Come on, here we go. Here we go. There we go, ladies and gents. Start to secure if you like. I've secured just half there at around 9.5. Job done. 2-0. Great way to start the new month. Great way to start the week. We're killing it on this stream. We don't get enough credit. Another W. Please tell me you guys took it. Please tell me you guys took it. 2-0. Great way to start the week. Well done, guys. Man, nice one. Monk, come back. Yeah, you should have been in it, my friend. Walked you through it step by step. YouTube, you guys, if you got a heartbeat, Bird House, thank you. Come across from TikTok, appreciate you. W again, 2-0. Great way to start new month, guys. W's in the chat. Well done, guys. Great work. Well done. Small, but still 2-0. And we go again, guys. 2-0. Just start the new month. Start new week. YouTube. Even TikTok, you guys got it. Well done, guys. Great work. A good way to start the new month, guys. Glad we waited for it. And again, patience pays, doesn't it? Not stressing enough. We just simply wait, create the rules and simply wait. That is all I do day in, day out. Exact same shit over and over again because it works. Now, have a think about this, the Discord, guys, the VIP. I'll be on with you guys in the VIP in just under 2 hours from now. For now, yep. Let's hope. My runner's just been taken out, so all good, but got the W nonetheless. So fantastic, guys. 2-0. Start the new week, start the new month. W times 2. Here we go. Yeah, Samaros is out, guys. Nonetheless, really happy with that result. Yeah, and how often? I mean, Franco, you know it, man. You know this. This is your favorite entry too. When pops down, pops up, pops back down again. Just got to react. Perfect. Good way to wrap up the stream, guys. Fantastic. Alan, bit late. Just took a sell, quick scalp. Took a buy from here earlier. Took a sell from here. 2 wins for today. Yeah, it's a great work. Well done, guys. TikTok, please, guys, smash that screen if you could. I really appreciate it. Have to think about jumping across to YouTube at some point. Look me up on YouTube. A.C.T. Forex at A.C.T.Forex. And make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because if you can't find me on this stream, you'll definitely find me on YouTube on the daily. I will likely stream on TikTok daily as well. As far as tomorrow, I'll be on at 7:30 a.m. UK time. So yeah, I'm about to head off. I've got to jump on a call with the members soon. In about 2 hours from now. I've got to go make myself some dinner in the meantime. And once again, VIP is open, guys. Do have a think about it. You will guarantee you will not get a mentor that gives a shit as much as I do. I guarantee you, guys. Trust me, money back guaranteed. If you don't like it, money back guaranteed. And it's not expensive. It's $35 a month if you use code Gbpjpy, and you will remain on that price for the lifetime of your subscription if you join by the 31st of this month. So have a think about it. Make sure to give me a follow on IG and all that stuff, social media, TikTok as well. Those of you in YouTube chat, make sure to follow me on TikTok. Agron I'm in Melbourne, man, Australia. So it is 6 p.m, just after 6 p.m. here. So yeah, so these guys, so really great start to the month, the week. Jack, good to see you, my friend. Well done. Franco, good work. And everyone in TikTok, cheers, appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Look at gold. Wow, great work, guys. Cheers. 7:30 a.m. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, my friends.